welcome back to my channel, Bookworms. This is my vlog for Summerween. I'm hoping that it goes well. I haven't done a dedicated vlog in a really long time, so I am kind of nervous and excited to put everything Summerween related in one video. You will have seen my July TBR. I will link it in the cards and possibly in the description if I remember. This video tells you all of the books that I'm reading in July, as well as the books I planned for the week of Summerween, and those are the Coffin Path and the October Society, plus Ring Shout, which is an audiobook. But I am still making my way through this arc of Camp Damascus, so I will be reading this as well during the week, but I am hoping to finish it within the next few days, so it's not going to take up the whole week, but that is my plan for Summerween. I'm really excited to get started. So I am probably going to be starting with the Coffin Path, simply because this is the thriller pick and I kind of want to get it out of the way before I actually pick up the October Society season 2, because this one I am so excited for, and I kind of want to dedicate a lot more time to enjoying this and reminiscing in all of the Halloween festivities within this book. Insidious also comes out today, so I am hoping that I'm going to get around to going to the cinema to see this either today or during the weekend, but I shall see. And of course I will film where I can, what I can in terms of that. I'll catch up again at some point with some updates and we will go from there. So I will see you soon. So I just want to pop in and give you a quick update on Camp Damascus. I'm like a third of the way through this book now, and at first I was a little bit confused as to why we were going to be following this gay conversion camp when the synopsis says that we're following this character called Rose Darling, who's a devout Christian and lives in the town that's close to Camp Damascus. And then we kind of just learn and discover about her, and we kind of get to know her personality throughout the first, at least what I've read so far, and we kind of start to piece together why we're following Rose and Camp Damascus. It's very interesting. I'm really loving where the story's going. It's got different dynamics in the book, and Rose as a character is kind of starting to unravel, and we're kind of starting to see maybe why Camp Damascus is involved with Rose. That is my update for Camp Damascus. I am on page 118, so chapter 7, and I am looking forward to getting some more read today. So I am heading off to watch Insidious. I went to see Insidious last night. I went by myself because my boyfriend doesn't really enjoy horror movies, and when they are creepy and full of jump scares, he's not for it. So when he went to football, I kind of went to the cinema, and yeah, Insidious for me is very nostalgic. It was one of the first movies that I went and seen in the cinema back whenever I was like 14, so it is very nostalgic, and going to see the latest and final installment in this franchise was such a trip. And I feel like this movie was so good. It had so much gripping elements. It really pulled on your heartstrings at points, where it's like the very heartfelt storyline where we're following Dalton and his dad again while they go further into the further, and it kind of highlights like estranged relationships or just like difficulties within families, again playing on family drama and trying to deal with trauma. And I feel like this movie did that so well. I really loved the score. I will say that the score of this movie was incredible. It was so spooky and eerie, and yeah, I mean, I really loved it. As somebody who loves music, and music is the part that makes movies scary to me, it's so creepy and scary in parts, and there's a ton of jump scares. I don't usually get got by these jump scares, but the person behind me had the feet on my chair the entire time, and I was feeling their jump scare. When they're jumping, it moves my chair, but that's the part that scares me. The part in the movie doesn't get me, but it's the people around me that does it, and it's really annoying. One did get me, I will say that. There was a jump scare quite early on actually, and there was no build up. It just happened. Like normally you can tell when a jump scare is coming, but this time this one just came right out of the blue, and it actually got me because I wasn't expecting it. So I'll give it props for that. It did scare me. I really love the story. I can't believe like they've ended the franchise now. I feel like they can't really do much more with it. There are some cheesy moments in the movie that just made me cringe, and I feel like if it didn't have those, I probably would have given it a 5-star, but on Letterboxd I have given it a 4-star. I will link my Letterboxd down below, so if you want to go and follow me over there, that's where I do a lot of my horror reviews on movies and just movies in general. If you do want to go and check out some of my reviews, they are over on Letterboxd. So this morning I am heading into town to get my hair cut, but before that I am going to check out some books, go book shopping, and possibly go grab a coffee and do some reading. I really didn't vibe with this book. It took so long to get into any action. It was so slow. I feel like it could have done with maybe speeding up the plot and action that takes place. A lot of the stuff that is quite exciting you don't actually get until like halfway through the book. I thought I was going to love it. I thought it was going to be a really creepy ghost-based thriller book, but alas, it just didn't hit the spot for me, and I feel like it's just not something that I'm currently enjoying. So I picked it up at the wrong time. I think 2020 me would have loved this book, but currently 2023 me doesn't. This one is finally finished, and I have started to read the October Society Season 2, which you would have seen a clip for yesterday. When I went out to the coffee shop to do some reading. I love how the author has created a Spotify playlist to listen along to. I feel like, for me anyway, I always enjoy listening to creepy music while I'm reading creepy books. I have made it to episode 2 in that book, so I'm really looking forward to digging into it more today, as well as reading That Night in the Woods by Christopher Triana, which is an ARC that I received on NetGalley, and I've been loving it. I'm currently 30% of the way through, but I'm not going to say too much about that book in this video because I am dedicating a whole entire video for my review on that. And this morning I am going to the gym, which is why I'm kind of dressed in my gym stuff and my chill clothes. And then afterwards I'm going to go into town, probably do some book shopping, and coming back and dyeing my hair again. So that's the plan, and I will take you along for the day. So good morning. It is now, I think, day 4 of this readathon. And I finished the Coffin Path and Ring Shout, which you've probably already seen in this video. And I am going through the October Society now. I am on episode 3, which I'm going to read this morning before I start work. So episode 1 I really enjoyed because it tied back into season 1. The book has more dimension than the first book. Currently it's like so good. We see them talk more about the issues that they're facing, and they're telling stories around a campfire again. So it's very nostalgic in the sense that it's pretty much the same as the season 1, the first book, but we know more, and the characters know more in this book, and I feel like that just makes them more than just one-dimensional. It creates like their character, and we know what we're following in this story. And the 2 short stories as well, the 2 stories that the characters have told so far have been even better than the first one, and I didn't think that was possible. Those stories were so imaginative, and the 2 stories that are told in here were even more imaginative. So I'm shocked by how incredible it is. It's now the end of Summerween, unfortunately. I really wish this was a full month-long readathon. It's so much fun to get a lot of books read in the week, and I actually read so many books. I finished these 3 plus my audiobook for Ring Shout, and also my e-arc of That Night in the Woods by Christopher Triana. I've read 5 books, well, completed 5 books, which is incredible. And we managed to fill all of the prompts. Prompt number 1 was to read a book in the dark. And I read That Night in the Woods during the night when I was trying to fall asleep. So I read some of that in the dark, so that ticked that prompt. The second was to read a thriller. And unfortunately, we read The Coffin Path and I didn't enjoy it. So that's the second prompt ticked. And then the third prompt is to read a book set in the fall, and the fourth prompt was also to read a book with orange or black on the cover. So I read the October Society season 2 for both of those prompts, and this was incredible. I'm so looking forward to doing my full dedicated vlog for this, so stay tuned if you want to hear all about the October Society. Prompt 5 was to read a manga, graphic novel or novella, and for this I read Ring Shout, which I finished in a day, and that is all of the prompts fulfilled, which I'm so happy about. And I also managed to finish Camp Damascus, which is a proof copy from Titan, This book is being released on the 18th of this month, and by the time this video goes up, I think it will be publishing in 2 days' time. So do check out Camp Damascus if you are interested. I am going to be posting my full review of me reading anticipated books at some point soon, so you will see more about Camp Damascus in the coming weeks and months. So that is my Summerween, and I think it went really well. I had so much fun taking part, and I hope you have too. Let me know in the comments what you've read and what you did throughout this week. I would really love to know. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!